Hey everybody, Mike Corkish, Director of Sales here at Tactical Solutions. Keith Feely, our Director of Brand. Today we're going to talk about our suppressor lineup. Over the years, we have just consistently grown our suppressor offerings, from everything to just our standard rimfire suppressor, all the way up to kind of a micro can and intricately suppressed products. So Keith, why don't you, start with telling a little bit about the history of how we got into suppressors.
Really, we released in about 2007, but we got into them just because we were interested in them. We had done our lightweight pack light uppers, we had done our X-ring rifle barrels, and all that stuff was really cool, but we're like, suppressors would be even cooler, and that was really what started our interest in them. And then we started playing with different designs and just tweaking it and doing it on our own. And then we released our first suppressor, the Cascade series of suppressors, back in 2007. And then we've kind of gone from there. But 2012, we introduced our Axiom. Then from there, we've done our Ascent 22. And then back in 19, we introduced our little air suppressor, which is great about that. It's 3 inches, 3 ounces, and just, for its size, it performs wonderfully.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a little side note that on our takedown rifles in the Magpul Backpacker stock, when those are snapped together, having that little suppressor on there does not increase the overall length at all, and it fits in the comb of that stock. So both on our takedowns and our new Awahi, that little suppressor is fantastic. One thing about our suppressors, there's one main thing that goes throughout all of our suppressors, and we actually have a patent on that. What is that? Tell them a little bit about that.
Well, what it is we actually designed the split tube design, and the whole idea is we have the stainless steel split tube is that it can expand. So when the baffles are in there, no matter how dirty it gets, basically the tube can expand and allow the baffles to be pushed out of it. As well as, stainless steel is incredibly durable for cleaning, along with, most of our suppressors. Well, actually, all of them at least have a titanium blast baffle. Most of them have, all the rest of the baffles are titanium, so they can be, whether it's ultra clean and ultrasonic cleaner, steel pin tumbled, very durable, easy for cleaning, as well as titanium. It's nice and lightweight.
So as far as a rimfire really suppressor or suppressed family, with our patent on the split tube, our baffle system, everybody talks about full serviceability or fully serviceable, but really ours is the fully serviceable aspect with ease.
Yeah, everything's designed to come apart easily, even on our integrally suppressed. That one's loose. They just basically thread run out. You can pull this all out as one assembly. Mm-hmm. So the idea is just to make it easy on our cans, our direct thread on cans like the Aris, Axiom, and the Ascent 22. They're all set up so that all the baffles are in that split tube, and once you undo the end cap and the thread adapter, everything can just be pushed out.
Right, and which, we have here, we've already got one taken down with the blast baffle and the split tube, and then the baffles, these are out of an Axiom, they're titanium. But let's talk quickly while we're brought up the Axiom, let's talk about the difference between the Ascent and the Axiom. They're both the same length, same diameter. What's the big difference?
So with the Axiom, you have, other than the stainless steel split tube, you have all titanium construction. So it's very durable, it's multi-caliber rated, you've got all the rimfire calibers, plus it's rated for the 22 Hornet and 5.7 by 28.
Okay.
The Ascent 22 is a little bit lighter. It's definitely tuned for the 22 long rifle, but it'll run pretty much all the standard rimfire cartridges as well. But it has an aluminum housing. It's got a titanium thread adapter and has a titanium blast baffle, but the other baffles are hard coat anodized. It still has that stainless steel split tube, but it's just it's a little bit lighter. The price point's a little lower.
And that's because those baffles are, again, like he said, anodized aluminum. So glaring difference is that can't go into an ultrasonic cleaner, whereas an Axiom can.
Correct.
Okay. And then you had touched on the Aris. The Aris is basically the exact same design as the Axiom, just 3 inches.
Yeah, it's all based off that. When we were developing that, we played with a bunch of different designs and realized, well, maybe if we just cut this in half and we'd actually get the results we wanted. We could have spent a year and a half or 2 years less in development.
Right. Well, and it, what's nice is, again, that's got the titanium construction, the same split tube baffle system. So let's talk a little bit about the TSS line that we introduced early in 2019. We started with the Packlight, it was kind of the flagship of our company as a upper barrel upgrade, but then also into our line of TSS, which is our intricately suppressed family. That was really our flagship as well.
Correct. So what's great about the TSS is we started with the ones for the Mark 1 through 3 series pistols, the Packlight TSS. It's got that aluminum, essentially, housing. You can still have a steel bore. It's lightweight, about 12.6 ounces. You have that baffle assembly that just comes right out, so you have the all titanium baffle assembly with the stainless steel split tube.
Yeah, and that's right. Right here, already taken down for you in front.
So the biggest difference with the Packlight compared to some of the other competition out there is you actually have that front fiber optic sight that just easily comes off when you pull out the baffle assembly, so you're not having to unscrew anything. So you've got sights.
And we have a patent pending on that as well, because it's actually indexed, so you don't lose your point of impact, when you're removing that thread, the baffle system.
Yeah, so it's keyed in there. It's got lug cutouts and it slides right in there, but then it's always in the center when you tighten everything up. It's user serviceable. All the TSS series is.
Yeah. Now, and a big difference between the baffle system, it's based on the same baffle system, but one of the cool designs that we did was an interlocking baffle system. So when you disassembled this and pulled the core out, all the baffles just didn't fall all over the place.
Correct. Yeah, they all fit in that split tube, and then they're all keyed to lock together. So everything, as you pull it out, all comes out as one assembly.
Yeah, and that's, again, kind of the theme back to, fully serviceable, but ease of serviceability as well. So to remove the core and then to also reassemble it with those interlocking baffles just makes it a breeze once it's cleaned.
Yeah, you can get it out of there. The only tool is the wrench, which everything comes with. Then that, you pull it apart, you can clean it. There's no special tools to line baffles. The way they're indexed, they can really only go together one way, so it's a no-brainer in terms of assembly.
That's great. Well, with some of us around here, we need that. So the TSS, the Packlight TSS comes in the regular TSS for the 1 through 3, as well as the Packlight 4 TSS, which is for the new Ruger Mark IV family. Which again, same design, same everything. It's just made for that Packlight 4.
Correct.
And then later in the year, I think in the fall of 19, we introduced the TSS family into our popular X-ring barrels.
Yeah, so we did it in 2 different barrels. We have our standard X-ring barrel, which can be, actually you can get this as just the barrel upgrade for your existing 1022 style rifle, or if you want to buy the complete rifle, we have that option available. And the same kind of thing for the takedowns. You can get this as a barrel or ready to drop onto your 1022 style takedown rifle, or you can get it as a complete takedown rifle from us.
Yep. A couple things to point out on our takedown barrels compared to the competition out there is, one, again, back to that fiber optic sight. A lot of the intricately suppressed takedown 1022 barrels out there do not have a sight system. But we, again, with the TSS, we have that patent pending on the front sight. Therefore, we can put the rear sight on it. So this is truly one of the only takedown intricately suppressed for the 1022 that has a sight system on it, as well as the docking hardware. Ours comes standard with the docking hardware, so really you just have to put that fore end on and you can swap between your standard barrel and your intricately suppressed barrel if you want.
Yeah, and you talk about just swapping out and being easy. So these barrels are that 920 bolt diameter, right up until towards the end where it does flare out to 1 inch as a gentle taper. But that allows it to fit most stocks, as you see with just our standard X-ring TSS here in the Magpul Hunter stock here. It fits right in without any modification.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So that's one of the really nice features of those barrels is you're not having to modify your stock and do a custom setup.
Sure. And that's one great thing about our suppressor family. We've been doing it for a lot of years. 13 years now. We may not be known the most for our suppressor line. I think we're mostly known for our rifles and our barrel upgrades. But as you can see, we have a very innovative line of suppressors. With a lot of patents, a lot of great user-friendly designs, ease of disassembly, ease of reassembly, they can clean, and really what matters the most is they're super quiet.
Oh yeah, they're super quiet, and to me, I say it matters the most on being quiet, but it's also the fact that they are so easily user serviceable.
Yeah.
That's huge, because 22 long rifle's dirty, so anything you can take apart and clean easily is a really big deal.
Absolutely. So for more information on our suppressor line and all the Tactical Solutions line, visit us at www.tacticalsol.com.